learned that Elmo getting vaccinated is the best way to keep himself, our friends, neighbors, and everyone else healthy and enjoying the things they love.
Oh, Daddy! Oh, Elmo and baby David have a question. Can we have a hug?
Oh, come here, son.
Elmo loves you, Daddy.
I love you too.
Is that disturbing?
Go. All right, guys, we're gonna check out this one here. We're gonna let it play out, and you know, we're gonna share an honest opinion. So let's check it out. This was on Elmo Kids Show. Keep in mind. All right, let's listen.
You were super duper.
Right, so one
Thank
second.
you,
Let me turn the
Andrea. We
volume
are
up.
cool. Did you do the official? Welcome.
Oh yeah. Well, can we do an official opening?
Yeah.
Hello guys, welcome to Look and Live. My name is Pastor James Devallon.
And I am Andrea.
We are glad you're here. That's
Thank
our
you for
official
joining us.
welcome. We were actually a little late. By the way, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. And for those of you who already subscribed, just give me a thumbs up and share this live stream with somebody else. Special thanks to those of you who joined the channel. You know who you are. At the end of our videos, we're going to start acknowledging those who've joined the channel or are supporting us. We say thank you to you in the love that you, in the care that you show us here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
Because
you.
of you, we can do stuff like that. Of course, ultimately, God's get the glory, but He uses people like you. Can we be honest? So
it's so enlightening, so educational.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful to hang out with you guys. So thank you.
Thank you for helping us grow. As you guys see, we are growing right in front of your eyes. There's a lot of things we didn't know that we are learning. So I'm hoping you are growing also to this channel, spiritually, politically, or intellectually,
Everything.
however.
I know I'm growing.
I'm growing.
So.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Debbie. I will look into that video. Absolutely. Let me
Yeah.
actually write it down.
Yeah.
So I don't forget.
yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been saving your notes, and I even saved some of the chats on my computer so that I can come back to them later and get stuff done. And for those of you who are putting stuff in the Discord, by the way,
Go, Greg.
that's one of the best way to
Sorry.
request stuff. Go on Discord and email us. That's the best way to get your reaction videos posted, and we get to them that way as well. So remember to use those platforms. They are the most effective ways to communicate. If you write me on Discord in a matter of 5 minutes or so, I can answer you. If you send me an email, it's a little bit difficult because there's a lot going on in my email. There's so much junk, so I'm cleaning up the house. But Discord is the best way to get in touch with us for now, and also in the comments as well. Sometimes we get to the comments, but there's so many of them, so you must misread your comments sometimes. So. Okay, guys, I'm ready for this one. Are you ready?
Okay.
Without further ado, let's get into the heart of the message here.
You were super duper today, getting your COVID vaccine, Elmo.
Yeah, there was a little pinch, but it was okay. Elmo was really glad to have Daddy and baby David there with him. Baby David, where are you?
I had a lot of questions about Elmo getting the COVID vaccine. Was it safe? Was it the right decision? I talked to our pediatrician so I could make the right choice. I learned that Elmo getting vaccinated is the best way to keep himself, our friends, neighbors, and everyone else healthy and enjoying the things they love.
Oh, Daddy! Oh, Elmo and baby David have a question. Can we have a hug?
Oh, come here, son.
Elmo loves you, Daddy.
I love you too.
Is that disturbing? That is disturbing that they have turned cartoons, children's, like they're not playing.
Yeah.
They are going after the children.
That's kind of wanted to watch this because I'm like, Elmo? Like, can we leave Elmo alone and at least leave the kids out of this?
That is so disturbing that they are
Weird.
using like that platform,
Yeah,
children, the innocence of children,
yeah.
to now cause them to say, I need this and I want
me
this.
go-
And
let-
what
let
about
me
me,
go-
mommy? What
yeah,
about
let me
me?
go
That's
ask
not
my
fair
mom.
because
Elmo
this
got
kid
it.
had it and that. So they're just trying to infiltrate and penetrate the minds
Yeah.
at that young. I mean, we knew they were trying to take over our children's brains, but
Mhm.
Elmo?
Listen, we want to make it clear we are not anti-vax here. We're not saying everything that's vax is evil, but I think when children shows are being used as a mean to promote something that is obviously very questionable in the minds of so many people, including us. And again, keep in mind that Pfizer came out a couple months ago with some very serious documents, and it was released, and they showed some very serious side effects, not willingly, but they had to speak about it because a court ruling was set for them to do so. So they had to reveal this document, which was not supposed to be released for 75 years. 75 years from now, that means everybody who took the vax would have been dead. So who would have argued anything that came out after then? But anyway, that came out, and they saw some real side effects. Despite all of that, despite the questions, despite the side effects, despite how many testimonies people have, we are putting that in children videos as if this is the best solution
to keep other people safe. And that's what bothers me is like, you're saying, if I don't partake in this, then other people aren't going to be safe. And then I become literally like a walking risk factor. I become a walking person. I become someone who is stigmatized. I'm someone who's stereotyped. I'm someone who's looked down upon because I didn't, because my choice was not to do that. Do you see them doing this about like, there are religions, there are people who don't want blood transfusions, who won't take certain medicines, who won't do that. Why is this so huge that they're trying to really push this agenda through? That everyone gets it?
We just have to follow the money because somebody wants to get rich. And many of these commercials, many of these news networks as well are sponsored by Pfizer. So it's like you see us, Pfizer sponsored it. So of course you kind of have to speak in a positive when they are the one paying the bills. But the other question that I have now is that, is it really that necessary for children to get the VAX? Is it that deadly among children to that extreme?
Statistics have shown that it is not. Absolutely not. Statistics have proven time and time again, over and over, that children, while high school kids had a higher rate of acquiring the C19, but as far as you look at death, you look at major side effects and all those things, statistically, absolutely not. I just think when we're looking at what substances we're putting in and weighing the benefits and looking at what happens, like they say, over time, like something can be introduced and it can be really deadly, and then over time it loses its potency, it loses its power. And so as we see that now, like what's the push still for?
Well, the thing is, the truth is the narrative is dying.
It is.
This is a desperate move for attention, just to keep it spinning. But for the vast majority of Americans, we no longer, let me be honest, I no longer believe this narrative. I had my doubts from the beginning, and I eventually morphed into a position where I say none of that altogether. But it come to a point when you considering both sides of the story, it was very propaganda, very driven for money. And I'm not saying, and when you watch, for example, Project Veritas videos of doctors and nurses that are talking about this, and people who actually works with Pfizer that are coming out and saying, this is what's really going on inside of the business, how could you possibly promote something like that to children then? Especially when we know this much. I'm just wondering, like, are they really bold?
I've just seen patients that within the past 2 weeks received one of the injections and had debilitating results. And they had no underlying disease processes. They would have Guillain-Barré. They would have unknown neurological symptoms, unknown etiology of. Like there was nothing that preempted it. There was nothing that they could say, oh, well, I was sick, but I had this, and this is now a side effect of. It was literally, and I would just, and they would say, I mean, I got that, but I don't want to say it's that because my doctor said it couldn't be that. It's probably just this. I mean, and grown men, I think what broke my heart the most, and I would be praying with so many of my patients, because grown men were crying. Like, I'm just so weak. They would be leaving and say, I just don't feel better. I don't feel any stronger. And they got all this rehab. That rehab was supposed to, like, no. There was a woman who went from being an active working nurse, working full-time schedule, to she was like, her arms and nothing worked. The only thing she could move was her head.
But the thing is, they refused to make a connection, though.
No, they said, oh, she grew a cyst on her spine. I mean,
remember the one friend from our sister church, the one guy, he was an LPN, passed away too. I don't wanna say name.
No, I know.
Yeah, but
No.
you know, like very young.
I don't think he was an LPN.
he was in nursing.
Yeah, he was in nursing. You're talking about the one lady's husband?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a CNA.
Oh, it was a CNA.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
Yeah.
But in decent health, you know, very happy, smiley face kind of guy. And then
maybe we're talking about a different person. I don't know.
yeah,
But
that's,
anyways,
that's the
it
same
doesn't
one.
matter. It's just the
That's
whole
the same
fact.
one. But there was just, we
Because
have all
he
these
didn't
testimonies.
get it. I think he
was
he contracted the actual
disease.
Yeah, he
But,
wasn't.
Yeah.
I just saw firsthand people coming in being admitted
Mm-hmm.
with these neurological symptoms, with these it was mostly neurological symptoms, and they had no known or autoimmune diseases. New onset autoimmune disease.
It's crazy.
New onset autoimmune disease.
But again,
new onset neurological symptoms of unknown etiology, and they all said within those 3 weeks, some was 1 week, some was 2 weeks, and or they said like it just started within 2 weeks. These symptoms, like I got up and I just couldn't walk anymore, like I just fell down. And they're doing all these workups and saying, oh, there's nothing else we can find wrong with you, just this new onset. And that's just,
sorry, we can't promote that here. You know, I like how we don't have to turn there, but I think the book of Joshua, there is this passage in Joshua 24 verse 15 where it says, if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods of the Amorites on the other side of Jordan whom your ancestors served. And then Joshua made a statement, and that's kind of where I stand and we stand as our family. He says, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Yeah.
There comes a point where we say we have to place our confidence in God. Don't say we're not saying we don't trust systems, we don't trust men, we don't trust people in medical position. We're not saying that. We're not extreme, but we're saying men could fail. Men sometimes is motivated by greed. That's also a possibility. And we have the right to protect our homes and our children against anything that we are very skeptical about. Freedom of conscience here. And when it comes to that particular issue, we say we're going to serve the Lord. And we'll stand right there.
Andrea, I don't know if you pronounce your name Andrea or Andrea, but yeah, this is true. Certain people own these companies and they believe in population control, and they have said it openly, and they make little jokes. And what I think what we're finding is that people are just telling on themselves, and because we have been so dumbed down, because the minds have been so debased, that people hear the truth, but they refuse to act on the truth, to digest the truth, to meditate and think complexly about the truth that's being stated. And they just dumb it down to the point of where it almost doesn't exist. So it's like you can say
time
anything.
for the weekly news with Adam Yetzer.
You can say
this week at the January.
Okay.
So you can. I can't even hear myself. Can they hear me?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So you can say anything to people. It's like people, they're so open with what they're saying, and people are just saying, oh, you're misinterpreting it. Or, oh, that's not what they meant. No, that's what they mean. And no, that's what they're saying. But we have been so mentally, what's the word? Like brought low with our thinking, our reasoning, that we don't even take what they're telling us as truth or for fact. We just say, no, because then they have some, or we just take all the comments around it, or in a sense. We don't take the core of what they're saying, the substance of what they're saying, and take that for truth.
That's right. We
We just believe all the other narratives that they're pushing out, even though they're just told you what they're going to do. They just told you they're looking to control the population.
That's the power of fear, though. You know, whenever you put fear as a motivation for people to do something. I don't even think it's
all even related to fear. I think this is just the way people are.
But they were able to we're able to digest stuff that we would naturally never have accepted were it not for the fear component of, if I don't do this, then this. You know.
But I think in general, do you get what I'm saying? I 100% agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think in general, people in general, it's like, you see this is bad for you. They're telling you it's bad for you. It's like the Surgeon General's warning. You know it's bad for you. You know it can cause all of these side effects. It can cause all of these problems. It can cause all these diagnoses. But you just overlook it and bypass it and just keep going. Because you just don't even think that it's important to really look into what is happening right before your eyes.
It's deadly.
Or look at the deadliness of it. Like, people just aren't thinking anymore.
No.
I don't even know how to say it. They're just not thinking.
Yeah.
It's terrible.